Hello there, loyal viewers. How's it hanging? Ed Amphibia Calboonchoy is here to give you the latest update on Fox's current situation with their animated situation comedy, Housebroken. We do not yet know if Housebroken has been renewed for a third season, but we also do not yet know if Housebroken has been canceled for sure. This is because we have to wait an extra year before a new season airs. If you have watched all 30 Housebroken episodes and all 2 Housebroken seasons like I have done, I'm sure you also remember waiting a whole extra year between season 1 and season 2, which is also the case with Rick and Morty, because after one season airs, you have to wait almost 2 years for the next season to begin, and season 6 was the first time when the premiere wasn't almost 2 years after the previous season ended. My point is, we might have to wait until an extra year from now to be sure if Housebroken is getting a third season or not. But that is why I'd like to talk about Housebroken now, and new ideas of Housebroken can do in the future. Season 1 was a very interesting but not very successful experiment where most of the pets in the main ensemble cast of Housebroken have an overarching storyline that plays out little by little over all 11 episodes of season 1 of Housebroken. When they converted to a more episodic format for the storytelling for their 19 season 2 episodes, I thought it made Housebroken more engaging to watch when they get closer to taking full advantage of the comedic possibilities for storylines that can be told with ordinary household pets that this cartoon gives human voices for the benefit of us, the audience. Yeah, I'm relaying a message to all of Housebroken's writers and all of Housebroken's directors and the executive producers at the Fox Network, speaking personally as a viewer who has watched all 30 Housebroken episodes online, who might know what other Housebroken viewers really want to see. I, Ed Amphibia Calboonchoy, am here to give all of you Housebroken viewers, writers, directors, and producers 4 bright and original ideas for fresh new storylines that will add more variety to Housebroken's episodes in Season 3 and Season 4 if these ideas do help to influence you to renew Housebroken that far. Bright idea number 1. The human owners of the Housebroken pets should get to have some storylines where they interact with one another that are perpendicular to storylines with that pair up other Housebroken pets in the main ensemble cast, which can be very interesting to watch, which could be an interesting new flavor of Housebroken episodes to watch as long as you do not overdo them. I mean, it's more interesting to watch when you only have some of the episodes and not every episode they change the whole regular setup to make us see the humans interact with each other more often. Which again is why I think that it would be interesting to see in small doses and not something to do every episode. I can imagine some very good opportunities for Housebroken storylines where the human owners of the Housebroken pets get to meet each other for the first time, since we can only assume that they probably never interacted before I thought of these ideas. For example, I could see Jill striking up a new friendship with Kevin because one big thing they both have in common is they both have a very hard time sustaining a long-term love life, and their only long-term companionship that they can use as sort of coping mechanisms with their pets, Honey, Chief, and Chico. That is why I think Jill and Kevin could become new best friends, but nothing more than that. I would also like it if Jill got to meet Brett and Stelios, because, see, Honey is a therapist because her human owner Jill is also a therapist, and since Jill has no problem dividing her pet attention between 2 dogs, plus her goldfish Bubbles and whatever Tchotchke is. Yeah, I could see Jill giving Brett and Stelios some life advice on how to divide their love and attention equally between their 2 cats, Tabitha and Kit Kat. Because Jill is one person who is able to love 2 dogs equally, it should be easier for Brett and Stelios to do the same with their two cats. Which brings me to bright idea number 2. I would like to see Tabitha trick Kit Kat. Tabitha should find a clever way to trick Kit Kat into coming to a therapy group with her, because then Honey could also give Tabitha and Kit Kat some life advice on how to get along and how to settle arguments politely or calmly in the same way that Honey does with Chief. And it would also be an interesting new storyline to have a Housebroken episode where Kit Kat interacts with the rest, where Kit Kat can interact with the rest of the main ensemble cast of Housebroken, because A, it would equal out their dog to cat ratio, with Honey and Elsa being the 2 female dogs, Chief and Diablo being the 2 male dogs, the Gray One and Chico being the 2 male cats, and Tabitha and Kit Kat being 2 female cats. And B, because in the few other Housebroken episodes that I've seen with storylines that focus on Kit Kat in season 2, since she doesn't have a voice actor in season 1. So far, we've only seen Kit Kat interact with other cat characters like Tabitha and the Grey One, and all these dozens of other cats who live with the Grey One. That's why I want to see what would happen if Kit Kat was in the group with the other main Housebroken pets. I think Max might take a liking to Kit Kat, since they're both pets they're both egotistical pets who are treated like celebrities or live with one. And it would also be interesting and scary if Kit Kat, since Kit Kat would be new to Honey's therapy group, Kit Kat could try to eat Jill's pet goldfish Bubbles, which brings me to bright idea number 3. Housebroken season 3 and season 4 might want to make new episodes with some storylines focusing on Bubbles. Find some clever and original ways to pair Bubbles up with some other main Housebroken characters, in spite of her being confined to a goldfish bowl all the time. American Dad usually has no trouble doing that with their own pet goldfish, Klaus, even though he is a human brain inside the body of a goldfish. I think it'd be kind of cool, like, for instance, it might be kind of cool and funny if Small Fun Raccoon kidnapped Bubbles when no one was looking and made Bubbles wish come true in a scary way she wasn't hoping it would happen by taking Bubbles in her goldfish bowl on a dangerous adventure through the forest. That'd be funny. I'd like to see that. But yeah, the reason why we're out Bubbles is because Bubbles had a lot less screen time and jokes to tell in season 2 of Housebroken. I mean, I knew that the reason why we never saw Armando again in season 2 and why we hear from Bubbles and her voice actress in season 2 a lot less than we used in season 1. It's most likely because Brian Tyree Henry and Greta Lee were both busy reprising their Into the Spider-Verse character voices, Jefferson Davis and Lila, in Across the Spider-Verse. I'm sure that was made during the same time as Housebroken's second season. Luckily, Greta Lee, at least, obviously Brian Tyree Henry wasn't in any Housebroken season 2 episodes, but he was in almost every season 1 episode. But even though Greta Lee had a lesser role in season 2 than what she had in season 1, I'm still leave to find out on her Internet Movie Database page that Greta Lee still has more of a presence in season 2 than I thought she had or remember her having, and she even got to play some non-Bubbles characters like Simone the Sea Turtle from Who Got Burned, and some of the sheep from Who's a Winner. In the first season of Housebroken, Brian Tyree Henry played the coyote that Honey needed Armando. Armando's a hot coyote with whom Honey fantasizes about running into the forest, having wildlife. That was the essential point of Honey Chief's storyline in season 1 of Housebroken. Honey was deciding whether she should stay in her stable domestic life with Chief, Bubbles, Chachki, and Jill, or start a new wild life in the forest with Armando and his coyote pack. Which brings me to bright idea number 4. I would absolutely love it if there was one Housebroken episode in season 3 or in season 4 that brought back the long lost loves of Honey and Chico. Especially if it was the 3rd Boomsday episode. Yeah, since Who's Afraid of Boomsday was about Honey playing with the dog who looks like her deceased dog friend, Big Cookie, and we got to see Honey reunite with the ghost of Big Cookie herself in Who Ain't Afraid of No Ghosts. And Who Ain't Afraid of No Ghosts also brings back the ghost of that other pig that, Don Cheadle gave Max to George Clooney to replace the other dead Max with the birthmark. That's why I think it would be super interesting for season 3 of Housebroken to also have another episode with Armando, since Waiting for No Ghost gave Honey another episode with the spirit of Big Cookie and the previous Max. I figured that since Armando was still alive and he was also a big part of Honey's story season 1.
Honey, you're wild now, and you have to do what it takes to survive.
I'm not wild, Armando.
What are you saying?
I don't belong out here. I want to go home.
Yeah, but I thought...
I'm sorry, Armando.
That's why I think either season 3 or season 4 should have another episode, should give Honey another episode with Armando, and give Chico another episode with the handsome stranger cat who got him pregnant.
Oh, hey, dude. You want to do that thing again?
Growl.
I can see Chico striking a connection again with that same cat if only Housebroken would give him the time of day to give him more character for another episode. More specifically, I would really like it if the season 3 Boomsday episode was the one where Honey and Chico get to see Armando and the handsome stranger cat with the brown stripes again, because I'd really like it if Armando and the handsome stranger cat came back into Honey and Chico's life to keep them company, or to keep them safe and comfortable and help them be less scared of the Independence Day fireworks, which is why they call it Independence, which is why the Housebroken Pets call it Independence Day Boomsday. If the coyotes in Armando's pack of coyotes get scared by fireworks and other loud noises all the time, Armando's probably had some experience helping them brave through the storm of fireworks noise, and he could help Chief and Honey do the same thing. And those are my 4 bright and original ideas for fresh new storylines that Housebroken could use to have a bigger variety of stories to tell in season 3 and season 4. And I really hope that the Fox Network and Housebroken's writing staff takes what I just said into consideration. So, to recap, idea number 1 is to make some episodes, but not every episode, have the human owners of the main Housebroken pet characters get to meet each other and have storylines together. Idea number 2 was to include Kit Kat into Honey's group therapy session for several episodes so that Honey can help Tabitha and Kit Kat get along well and settle their arguments in a non-violent way, the same way that she and Chief usually do when they fight and argue. Idea number 3 was to give Bubbles / Greta Lee some new storylines that pair, where she gets to be a main focal point of new storylines that could pair her up with with some of the other Housebroken pets, or those 2 raccoons, or those 2 raccoons that come and go by every now and then. And idea number 4 was to make another Housebroken episode in season 3 or season 4 that reunites Honey and Chico with their long lost love affairs from season 1. And the reason why I went on about that in this video, about wanting to give Housebroken new ideas for season 3 and season 4, is because while all of Fox's longest running hits have been created by men, Matt Groening created The Simpsons, Futurama, Mike Judge created King of the Hill, Seth MacFarlane created Family Guy and American Dad, and Lauren Boucher created Bob's Burgers. You probably don't know how lucky we were to Fox to grace us with a new wave of animated comedy shows created by women which started back in 2019. Emily Spivey in Bless the Hearts from 2019, Amy Poehler from Duncanville in 2020, Lizzie Molyneux and Wendy Molyneux from The Great North in 2021, and Clea Duvall from Housebroken also in 2021. Bless the Hearts was canceled after 2 seasons. Duncanville was canceled after 3 seasons, and The Great North has thankfully been renewed through at least the 4th season. The Great North, I would say that between The Great North and Housebroken, The Great North has the best chance of lasting for a whole decade, since it is also from the same animation studio from Bob's Burgers, so it's going to have a similar demographic, obviously, but when they both are on Fox. But I'm not really so sure about Housebroken, and I'm even less sure when I know we're going to have to wait another whole year for season 3 to begin airing, whether it comes or not. We won't know until then when Housebroken has been officially canceled. I'm sure we probably will not know until 2024, until the summer or the autumn of 2024, when Housebroken is officially canceled, and that's why I decided to relay this message to you now, Clea Duvall.